This situation has caused me or forced me to take a step back and take a closer look at how I'm doing this video. I'm Kabork, I'm 52 years old. I think it hit me the hardest, even more than when my father passed away unexpectedly in a car accident 7 years ago. I started this journey to transform my body about 2 years ago and my health.
And maybe I'm trying to make up for it.
It's not easy for me. I'm learning as I go. So this is my check-in. Keep finding this video, keep putting it off, and I think I just got to go for it. So I just want to give kind of a big picture of where I'm coming from. February 7th, I recorded a video to give you guys an update on my progress. And 2 days later, I got a hernia flare-up. Okay, so February 9th, I haven't been to the gym. My stomach is hurting. Because of the pain I started feeling yesterday, I'm starting to wonder if it's time to be concerned. It's been on and off for some time. I was seeing a specialist last year, but it wasn't really serious. But on 9th, we got it serious. So I called the specialist, booked an appointment for the following Wednesday. The day before my appointment, ended up in emergency. CT scan, doctor looks at it, and he doesn't think it's that bad. But he also knew I had an appointment with a specialist. So he said, talk to your specialist and go from there. The specialist said, we should operate, but they also found a lesion on the adrenal gland, and they want to investigate that before they do any surgery. I just found out actually 2 days ago that my adrenal CT scan is going to be moving forward. So I have about 3 months. In the meantime, I'm researching some exercises I can do to help with the hernia. So that's an update in terms of that. The other thing I wanted to share is the fact that this situation has caused me or forced me to take a step back and take a closer look at how I'm doing this video. I was focusing a lot on the exercises, and then, in the check-in video, I want to size my weight and measurements. I'm still going to share that simply as a point of reference on the physical level. There's also the other stuff, psychological, emotional, and that's why I thought it was important for me to share some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. On the physical level, I had a concussion back in January of 2020, and that put me in a place where I could do very little because of the headaches and dizziness and low energy and so on. But that concussion ended up getting me to have all these tests done because they were trying to figure out exactly what was going on and how much of it was related to the concussion specifically. And what we discovered is I have a condition called hyperparathyroidism. And basically it means that my parathyroid glands are on overdrive. They produce, or as a result, I have too much calcium in my body. And that leads to things like kidney stone, weak bones, and so on. I've had a bone density scan. My bones are good. And to get back to the other stuff I wanted to share, it's been a relatively challenging and also developmental, the year and a half or so. In November of 2022, my mother died because of cancer. She was diagnosed 7 months before that. And they pretty much said that she wouldn't have very long to live. So, in those months leading up to her passing, there was a lot of things to deal with, taking care of her needs, medications, appointments, and all that. And so, as you can imagine, that was very taxing. Now, interestingly enough, 2022, January 2022, which was the year Mom was diagnosed, was also the time I was started using a trainer. So luckily, I had made a commitment prior to her diagnosis that I was going to get serious about my health. And so that helped a little bit. The fact that I was already working out at least twice a week, going for walks, going for bike rides. So that was really helpful. But still, as you can imagine, when you get news like that, it's pretty. It has an effect, you can't deny. So about a little over 2 months after my mom passed away, my younger brother passed away of a heart attack. And he was dealing with a lot in general, but I think Mom's passing affected him a lot for many reasons, which I won't get into. But in many ways, his passing was, I think it hit me the hardest, even more than when my father passed away unexpectedly in a car accident 7 years ago. My brother's passing has had me think about a lot of about life and about why we do the things we do, and why do we not do the things that are important, and why do we put off the things that we want to achieve. And so I think this is one of the reasons why I am where I am right now in terms of my level of commitment to get these videos out, to share my efforts, and I guess in a certain way, I feel like maybe I could have done more to help my brother. I'm not beating myself up about that, but definitely it's a recurring thought. And maybe I'm trying to make up for it. Maybe I'm hoping to help others since I didn't or maybe couldn't help him. So I didn't really want to do this, but I feel like in this section where I'm talking about why I'm doing the videos, about some of the emotional and mental challenges, I think it's important for me just to elaborate a little bit, because everyone's dealing with something. In my case, what I want to share here is my mother's death and my brother's death, and the time leading up to both were challenging times, difficult times. Watching my mother deteriorate, suffer emotionally, physically, it took a toll on me. Trying to support her needs, and not just in terms of practical needs like grocery shopping and all those things, but also her emotional needs as well. And of course, that has an effect on me and my brothers. And then in the end, when my brother ended up passing away, that added another set of
thoughts and feelings and so on I had to deal with. And I think it took a year, almost a year after my brother passed, before I finally started making these videos. And I think in certain ways, the various thoughts and emotions I had to process had something to do with my delay. Not to say that was the only reason. There's a whole slew of reasons why. But I think it's important for me to share these things in the context of what I'm trying to achieve, which is trying to reach out to people who are on a similar path, to encourage them and empower them to not give up.
In many ways, he is one of the main inspirations. He is one of the inspirations for me finally committing to this process of sharing my thoughts and feelings and recording them and posting them. As I've said in some of the earlier videos, it has been a real challenge doing this. Even now, as I'm talking, I realize that I'm much more comfortable. And even then, it's still, sometimes I feel weird. So this is my check-in. I'm hoping to combine this with the weigh-in video, measurement video, and video I took with a friend of mine to kind of put into perspective where I'm at in terms of strength and physical condition at this point. And I guess for whatever it's worth, that video was filmed about 3 weeks ago. So it's taken me this long to finally record this. And now I have to combine it with the other footage we have to present you guys with what I think is going to be the real starting point of this vlog.